What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today, it's been a few weeks since I've been here in front of the camera, and I'm excited today to be back here with you guys to show off a new piece of inventory that I got. Before we get started, as always, I appreciate all the support that all of you guys give me, the commenting, the phone calls, the emails. It means a lot, and I enjoy talking to all of you guys out there. So if you're not already subscribed to the channel, please make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. That will allow you to stay up to date on our most current inventory and some of the projects that we're working on that you might not see on our website yet, but that I'll do videos of. So make sure you like and subscribe and stay tuned to the channel. So today, what I've got for you guys, I've got a 2016.3 200 series LX570. This is a one-owner car out of the Austin, Texas area, which is right in the middle of Texas, or in the southeastern part, I guess we'll say, of Texas, which is a very dry area, so we don't have any rust to worry about. Super clean car, really low mileage car. This car has just over 66,000 miles on it. I think it's 66,312 to be exact. So very low mileage car. This car has fantastic service history. It was serviced at Lexus all the way up until I bought the car. So I know I like that, and hopefully all you guys like that kind of history as well to go with it. This car is kind of a unique spec, not only just the color, but the way it's equipped. And in 2016, there were 6 standalone options on the 200 series LXs. One being a cool box, one being Mark Levinson, one being the wireless charger for your phone, one being heads-up display, one being a heated steering wheel, and lastly, those big gaudy rear DVD screens. So this car has all of those options minus the cool box and the rear DVD. So it does have Levinson, does have a wireless charger, does have heads-up, it does have a heated steering wheel, just no cool box, no rear DVD. And that is none of those are a part or standard with the luxury package car, which this car does have the luxury package, which gets you the nice semi-aniline leather. It gets you front and rear heated and ventilated seats. And one other thing, I probably should have looked at this. It's not anything big. It's 4-zone climate control. So, you know, each zone can control their own climate. And it does have the optional 21-inch wheels. So, you know, the way that it's spec'd, I like. The cool box isn't a big deal for me. I'd rather have the storage, and the cars without the cool boxes have a ton of storage. And, you know, I don't have kids, but even the clients that I do have that do have kids don't like those massive screens. So this car doesn't have any of that to worry about. So I'm excited to kind of go over this car with you guys. I do have some significant seat time in it. I put, I don't know, 200 miles on this car. I drove it for roughly a week, maybe a little bit less. It drives great, and excited to go over it with you guys. So two quick last things here. The most recent service was in January of 2024, and this is actually on the Carfax, and you'll also see it on Lexus.com. The car had brand new front rotors and brake pads, new battery, the oil change was done, and it did have a 30-point inspection. And the reason that I bring that up is that during the 30-point inspection, they would recommend things that need to be done, obviously. And it doesn't look like anything that was recommended was not done, which is always good. And it was done in January with 65,930 miles. So not even 400 miles ago, all of that was just done. The tires on the car are, we'll measure them. I haven't measured them yet, but they are well over 50%, probably closer to 75%. But we'll see once we put a tool on it. Lastly, this car does show a minor accident to the rear. After a little investigation, I did see where Lexus replaced the rear left center parking sensor and the retainer that holds it in. So me being familiar with those two parts and how they affix to the bumper, that is very minor. That retainer that holds the sensor is like $3 and it's plastic. It's designed to break upon impact. The sensor, probably a little more expensive, but the sensor comes in through the front of the bumper, the retainer comes in through the back and holds it in place. So that is not anything to be concerned with. We're gonna start the video at the back of the car today, kind of going over everything pertaining to what I think happened in the car. The rear bumper has been painted, and that's all that's been painted, and we'll go over all the factory markings and whatnot here in just a minute. Let me turn the camera around and show you what I have that comes with the car. And it's not much, unfortunately. Well, I shouldn't say that. You do only have one key. So that's kind of a bummer. So you people that have one owner cars, what are you doing with your other keys that you get when the car's new? It does have a full set of books. So as we see there, these things are super expensive. So do have a full set of books and one key, and let's get out in the warehouse. All right, guys, so here we are in the warehouse with the car. Looks awesome in here. This is satin cashmere metallic exterior paint. You do not see this color very much. It's very light, which is nice for this specific type of color. It does have the parchment interior, and again, it does have the luxury package, so it does have the semi-aniline leather that you do want in these cars. So let's start with these tires real quick. We know these 21-inch tires, if they need to be replaced right away, can be expensive. My trusty old tire gauge, so we will measure the height of the tire tread, and we will see how much tread is left. So as you see, it's measuring. Now keep in mind, you're going to see a green range on this tool all the way through. Low profile tires like this are not going to be that tall, obviously. More like off-road tires are going to be all the way up in that 25 to 31 range, even 19 to 31 range. But nonetheless, let's see what we got here. So this left front tire, as you see, is sitting right between 9 and 10, which is still in the green zone. And as you see there, plenty of life left. And again, the car drives fantastic. I do have some significant seat time in it. And these all are the matching Dunlop. I forget the model. We will look at that in 1 second. So that tire is sitting just under 8. This is the left rear, still in the green zone. Again, matching tires. These are the Dunlop Grand Trek. What are they, PT3As? Yeah, PT3As. And looks like we're sitting just under 8 on the right rear, just like the left rear. So that's always good. You know, these tires were put on at the same time. Let me go the other way. So we are, hold on, if I can get this done right. So we're right there. We are right at 7, maybe just over 7 on the right front. Again, all the tread looks great on these tires, and they all are matching tires, and the car drives great. So let me hit this rear bumper. So we did talk about the minor accident. The rear bumper has been painted. So one thing I want to point out, especially being in here with our LED lights we have, you're going to see paint differences under this kind of lighting. And I gotta say, they did a fantastic job painting this bumper. Usually light color cars, especially pearl metallic colors like this, they have a lot of different variants. So it might be, you know, the same color from car to car, but the variant might be different. And when the variant's off, the tint can be darker, it can be lighter, the metallics might not look right, and it looks perfect. So whoever did it did a fantastic job repainting the bumper. And again, what was replaced was the sensor right here and the little $3 plastic retainer that holds it on. So let me just open up this gate. I'll just kind of point out a few things that I'd like to go to. First, we will come over here to the edge of the lower tailgate, knowing that it had some rear bumper damage. We have all of our factory seam seal running all up in here. Look how nice it looks on the side over here. This factory line, that's a perfect line, exactly what you want to see. All of our seams, the way they fold over here, they all look perfect. That's great. Same thing on this side as well. We do have our factory sticker that you're always going to see on a factory panel. And then same thing coming down here, you have the same type seam seal as the other side. You cannot replicate this. This is perfect. And then coming up right where the door meets itself. So everything looks perfect there. Nothing bent. All of our seam seal that runs down this door all looks perfect. Hinges are perfect. Bumper clips are intact. The way our bumper and all of our panels come together right there are dead on and perfect on the right side. Same thing with the left. And you are seeing a little light under there. That's just because there's white in the background, but you can see it's all lining up and matching perfectly as it should. So factory spot weld, factory seam seal, all the way up our quarter panel. That's exactly what you want to see. We want to see that we don't have any paint turned on any of our bolts up here. And we want to make sure that this side matches the other side as it does with our factory spot welds coming all the way down the car. So not anything, you know, whatever was done back here was obviously very minor. And again, another thing I'll point out, this lower part of the tailgate has not been painted. There's no paint work here. And as you see, there's zero damage on the bumper or on the lower part of the tailgate. Which if you hit something hard enough or something sticking out, this is the first little spot that's going to get messed up. And as you see, it looks fantastic. So whatever was going on here was very minor, but the rear bumper has been painted there. So let's get these monitors going and keep this train rolling. So there we are, 66,312 miles. You can see service not due for another 9,690 miles, as I just spoke on. It's just had a lot of service done, and you see that car, I had to move the car around earlier, so it's a little warm, but no lights as of yet. We will plug up our trusty old scanner here, just like that. While that thing's loading up, I'm gonna turn the lights on. We'll walk around the car, show off that all the lights do work. Sick. Fog light does work. Same thing with the passenger side. Tail lights light up like they should. Tag lights are on. All of our lighting looks good and works as it should. All right, so our scanner is ready to be read, and there we go. We have 9 monitors that are all green and ready to be tested. No powertrain DTCs or frame phrase data presently stored in vehicle's computer. Again, I drove this car 250 miles. It's good to go. No issues, no underlying issues, so don't worry about any of that. One more thing I should say, I'm going to do while we're in here is we are going to show off the active height control. So we are in the neutral position. We're just going to bump. We're going to go up to high first, and you can see that it's working. It will go high solid when it is in the high position. And when we do, we will hop out and see what it looks like. There we go. Whoa. So there it is in the high position. Standing up like a mountain. One thing I'm going to try to do while we're in here also is I'm going to try to hit this undercarriage. So I think the lighting will be better in here for that. Yeah, so let's just start here.
Everything looks great under here. Obviously it's a little dirty, but no rust. CV axle's perfect. Power steering rack's not leaking. What you're seeing on the, if I can get my finger, on the sway bar right here, that's just that shiny stuff they spray all over the tires at detail and in the fender wells. Same thing over here. Power steering rack looks great. CV axles are perfect. I'll try to turn this to the side. As you can see, everything looks nice and dry under here. Sorry for the weird angle. I'm trying to hold this phone mount that I have and not drop my phone. So there's a great shot of it. Sometimes the lighting's hard to see this outside. As you can see, everything looks great under here. Could use a little undercarriage love as far as a wash, but no rust or anything like that to talk about. And we'll hop under right here. Full size spare. Never been on the ground. Everything looks perfect back here as well. Yeah, so all right, so we are still in the high position. Let's go back down to low. All right, there you are. So we can see that we're in high. We're going to bump it down to low. And there we are in low. What a difference. Looks like it's sitting on the ground. Good shot of it. All right, so let me get this thing outside and we will start the exterior and interior part of this. All right guys, so here I am outside and I'm just taking a look at the windshield. I don't see anything to be concerned with. It is a factory windshield. Let me show that part off. So it is a factory stamped windshield, as you can see. The windshield was replaced at some point, I want to say miles in the 30s, if I remember correctly. But nonetheless, it was replaced at Lexus with a factory windshield. Yes, it still is in the low position. And yes, I'm having to deal with some challenges with the sun. So I'm going to do my best to shield my phone from glaring. And hopefully we can get through this without any issues. That said, there's really not anything going on with this car. This car is in overall, I mean, very close to new condition. And I'm not just saying that. Clearly this was somebody, you know, older that was very light on the interior and the car in general, but took care of it with, you know, maintaining it the way that it's supposed to be. So let me pop this hood. Let's take a look under there first. Voila. So nice thing they started doing in 2016 is they started cutting off half of the plastic. So this engine bay plastic used to run on the 08 to the 2015, would run all the way back to the firewall, and it would connect somewhere up here in this area, and you'd have to take all of that off. So now, even just to service the air filter. So now in 2016 they retrofitted that, and you only get half of the plastic, which it'd be nice to have none of it like the Land Cruiser. But if they're going to make any changes, they did make that change. So take a look around in here. Not much to say. This thing is super clean. Zero rust on this car. We already went over the windshield. I know you're probably like, what are you looking at, Chris? But everything looks really nice down there. If I can get my phone to zoom in. Yep, there you go. Look how nice and black. All the connectors are nice and clean. Looks great under here. Exactly how you want it to look. Factory stickers. Our hood pad looks nice. There we go. This front bumper has not been painted, different to the back, but it's still in really, really nice condition. There are a few little very minor spots that have been touched up on this front bumper. You can kind of see around the sensor itself, and then even up into this area. But I mean, you're talking very minor, and on a light color car like this, you're not going to see stuff like that like you would a dark color car. I would have painted it. So just some minor few spots there. The rest of the bumper looks really nice. Nothing to say here on the headlights. Headlights are perfect and they look good. No pitting, nothing going on here. The grill's all in fantastic condition. When these cars were new, funny story, I bought one of these and the grill was cracked down in this area. And let's just say I learned a good lesson about pricing something out before you buy it, because that was when the car was like 2 years old and they were not cheap. So right here on the left side of this front bumper, right in this area, you do have some minor scuffs, we'll call them. They've all been touched up and they're really on the bottom side of this bumper. But it is there nonetheless, and you can see even looking from right here, it's very minor. There's no imperfections or deformities in the factory body lines on the bumper. Just a little scuff, somebody pulling up over a parking block or whatnot. You have one chip here in the grill from a rock, probably that one too. And then you have a few little spots in and around the front bumper, just like on the other side. But, you know, again, very minor. And on this color, you really got to be looking for it to see it. The rest of the bumper is in great shape. Same thing with our headlight over here. These headlights look so good. I love these lights. Rest of the grill's in fantastic shape. Front facing camera is perfect. Sensor for the cruise control looks fantastic. Not much to say up here. Hood does have a few little minor chips. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, if you want to call that. 8, 9. And really outside of that, I don't see anything else. Looks in great shape. And if we stand back a little bit and look at the front of the hood, you can see what I was trying to show you is very minor, and you really got to be kind of looking for it to see it. All right, moving along. As always, we've already had all the dents taken out of this car. There really were none. There was a couple, but not anything major. So there's no dents or anything like that going on the car. I know it's going to be hard to see because this car is so light. Here's our driver's side wheel, and yes, the car still is in the low setting. That's why it looks so low, obviously. Driver's wheel is perfect. All the wheels are perfect. None of these have ever been repaired, and there's no damage anywhere on any of these spokes of these wheels or the center cap. And we already went over the condition of the tire, so yeah. Step bar, all of our lower rocker, bottom of the door, everything looks fantastic up here. And there is virtually no touch up down the side of this car. I do know of like 2 minor spots, but relatively speaking, there is not anything really to talk about. Left rear wheel, much like the front. You don't have any scuffing, any curbing, anything going on this wheel. It's perfect. Looks good in the low setting. All right, so the two spots that I know had to be touched up are right here and right here. Other than that, that's really all there is on the side of this car. It's close to perfect. This is a very nice car. Here's our mirror. Do have a little spot here and a couple little spots right there. There is no plastic on these mirrors, which is nice. Everything looks good there. Camera, not cracked, looks good there. These are expensive mirrors, so don't break them. All of our rail and our roof rack looks perfect. Coming down the quarter panel. Let me hop up on the front of the roof. Nothing going on up here, no dents, no nothing. So we kind of already went over the rear bumper, but here's a good shot outside. Look how nice everything matches up right here to the quarter panel and the rear door. It's perfect. Same thing over here. Went over our rear door, the upper doors just like the rear lower door, and nothing going on there. Two things back here I will mention. I don't know, this is just a chrome finish obviously on the top of this taillight. So I don't know if that is from heat, whether this is starting to fade or if something was on it. You can see there's nothing on the paint. The paint's perfect and it's never been painted, but you do have that going on both sides. It makes me think it's heat related, but super minor. You don't even really see it unless you're trying to look for it. Here on this chrome strip right here, you do have some minor scratches, as you can see as I run along here. Nothing major, no major gouges or anything like that. And it's really just confined to that driver's side. Beginning right here. And then you have one here, one here, one here, one here, and that's it. You have one touch-up spot right here on this lower gate that has been touched up. Stand back so you can see. Other than that, everything looks really nice under here, or back here I should say. All right, so we kind of went over everything under here. Let's take a look in our storage and see what we got. We got nothing, and we got a wheel lock. So there's your wheel lock right there. And then on this side, we do have our toolkit. I do have pictures of the toolkit open on the website, so you can see that there if you want to see those. Factory first aid kit, looks like it's never been opened. And there's our jack. So yay, you get a flat tire, you're good to go. Factory Lexus mat, look how nice. You know, this interior is light, obviously. Look how nice this mat is. Carpet underneath is perfect. And again, if you watched my .3 Land Cruiser video, this is the first year, 2016, where they put carpet on the back of the middle row seats to prevent the indentions that you used to see on the .2 and older 200 series. So got away from that, don't have to worry about that. All the carpet back here looks nice. If you want to complain about something, there's two little spots right there that look way worse on this camera than they do in person, and we'll look at them closer here in just a minute. Get this mat back up in here. All right. So bottom of our driver's seat is perfect. Everything is intact. We don't have any damage or anything going on here on our edges, which you'll see a lot. No scuffing on the plastic down here. Same thing with the driver's side. Fully intact, no damage on the edges. Looks really nice. Cargo back here. The rest of it looks really good. If you want to complain about one other thing, it's got some minor little scratches right there. But boy, do I mean minor. AC plug. Look how nice our seat belts look. I mean, they've probably never been used. Let's fold these seats down. Middle row headrest for your third passenger in the rear, intact. Back of our third row seats look new. All right. Let me show the third row off so I don't forget. Do have our classic seatbelt indentions right there on the seats from when they're folded up, but look at the rest of the seats. You can tell likely never been sat in. Everything looks great back here on this side as well as on this side. Guys, I'm telling you, this car is almost new inside. Very, very nice car inside. Great view down the side of it. All right, let's hit our right rear wheel, and like the other side, it's perfect, which is so unusual for these wheels. Step bar, rocker, lower doors, all looking fantastic. Right front wheel, just like the rest, perfect. Mirror looks great. Camera's not broken. Look at our rail looking great. All right, let me see if I can point out something to show you guys here. Do have a few little spots right here on the dog leg. One on the door. These are touch-up spots. You do have one back here on the quarter. You do have one right here in the middle of the door, and one right below it. Other than that, that's really, I mean, that's really all that's going on with the side of this over here. Let's look at the roof from this way. Oh yeah. That's what you want. All right, so here we are. Let's start this inside journey. And we will start with this right front door panel. And you know where I'm going, right to the edges. And everything looks perfect. Armrest looks really nice. Our leather pull looks really great, nice condition. We don't have any peeling. This wood is natural. And you know, you get people that start doing this, or they have rings and touch it, it'll start chipping the top coat of this natural wood off, and everything looks really nice there. The top of the door panel looks great. Our piano wood, look how nice everything looks here. We don't have any scratching or anything going on, which those will get scratched up. The rest of our door panel looks perfect. Jam, kick plate all look great. Carpet, seat. I mean, this seat over here, I'm telling you, it does not look like it's been sat in much. I really like the leather in these .3 LXs, the semi-aniline. Look how nice all this looks over here. Glove box is perfect. Same thing with our wood up here. All of our natural wood, everything looks great. There's a great shot of it. Let's pull these up real quick. Brand new floor mats. There's your carpet under. And without further ado, seat does go forward and it does come back. And it does recline, and it does come back up. Door edges are perfect. Armrest is perfect. I can promise you the back of this has not had any use. Our wood looks perfect. Piano looks nice. Speaker covers are great. Speaker cover down here looks great. Factory stickers not peeling. Our window shade is operable, and window does come down. Does go back up. Look how nice our jams look. Kick plate, carpet, side of the seat. Let's go ahead and move this seat while I'm staring. It does slide forward and it does slide back. Something to consider on these parchment interior cars. You get these seat belts dirty and they get stained, good luck getting them clean. And look how nice these are. Looks great. Back of our passenger seat is perfect. We don't have any damage, no scuffing, no kick marks, none of that. Carpet under the mat. Looking good. Again, let me fold this seat up. Carpet under the right rear seat looks fantastic. Bottom of the seat looks perfect. Here's our console back here. Not much to see. Registers do work. And it's in great shape. Console looks really nice. I mean, these seats back here are almost flawless. Look how nice this seat belt is. Here is this is part of the luxury package that you get. You get this interface back here that controls your rear air and the heated and ventilated seats. And you just have storage under here. Let me actually move up and down here. Sorry. So you can see that it's automatically adjusting to what I'm doing. Got our ventilated seats on. We are full-blown air. Let's slow it down a little bit. Definitely turning the heated seats off. Oop. All is well there. Oh yeah, and we do have, if I can get it to pop out, your pop-out cup holder. Yay, it's not broken. All right. Let me fold down this center section of this rear seat real quick. So you can see that it does fold. Everything looks good there. All right, moving along. Get our jams and our kick plate, our carpet down here. Back of the driver's seat, much like the other side, no damage, no scuffing, everything looks great. Seat does slide forward, and it does come back. Look at that seat belt. I'm telling you guys, these seat belts get dirty, you're not getting them clean. I mean, I'm sure there is a way, but good luck. Carpet under the left rear seat, and bottom of the left rear seat itself. Shot of the third row from this side. All right. Door panel is perfect over here, just like all the others. This car really shines. I mean, the exterior and interior in this car are just so nice. Very, very little wear. Very nice. Equally as nice is the carpet side of the seat. I mean, look at the bottom of that seat. It's all original leather. None of this has been replaced. Seat does go back. Does go forward. And it does recline. And it does come back up. Our knee pad area looks really nice. Carpet on the driver's side. Look how nice the center console is. The side over here, none of our stickers peeling. Awesome. Whew, feels good in here. All right, so no cool box. Look at all this storage though. This is what you want. Look at that. The biggest problem on these cars is storage. Well, if you don't get the cool box is neat, but I'd rather have the storage. Console, all of our switches. This stuff can get scratched up. People dropping stuff. Again, storage. People putting their keys, their wallets, things like that, and everything looks really nice up here. Again, same thing with our natural wood here. This stuff chips and peels easily if you're not careful. And look how nice everything looks. It's not scuffed up. Our mouse pad right here, look how nice the leather is on it. Looks great. So we have our wireless charger sleeping in here. as well as your aux and USB. This car does have Mark Levinson. And by the way, all of this, if it doesn't show, looks really nice. Not scratched up, not anything going on weird there. Look how nice the wood looks. And our panoramic screen, which we'll go over that in just a second. Just overall, the condition of this car is really, really nice. So yeah, let's scroll around and see what we got here. We'll toggle between source real quick. The radio does work, obviously, but you guys know my thing with that. I don't want to get copyrighted by YouTube, so I don't usually turn it up real loud.
College football fans.
Yeah, so hopefully they don't get me on that, but I can promise you everything does work.
You know, listen, the women's...
Everything does work. It does toggle, obviously, between the different sources, as it should. Okay, that's all we're doing there. Satellite is still active. It's just not seeing a signal because I'm backed up close to the building. If we go to full map, there's our full map. And we can zoom out. We can come back in. We can hit Matt again and it'll center us back up. You can see that our XM traffic is live and working. Let's show off the backup camera. There's your rear park assist telling us we're close to the building. I'm going to turn that off right now because it's annoying. But there's our 360 cam and our backup camera. We can toggle between different cameras here, or you can switch that when you're in park. So you can see everything works here on the backup side. If we go into park and hit the camera option, you see the front facing camera working well. You still have your 360. There's your side mirrors that we already went over. And then you're back to your nav screen. So that's that. We do have our climate control here, and as you see, actually let me do this the right way, and we will actually turn the concierge off, and we will go back to a standard setting. There's our XM radio finally. We will come on over here to climate. There we are. And as you see, we can do whatever we want to do here. I don't have to use the mouse to do all this. I'm just choosing to show everybody that that works. And then we can toggle between our different settings. We are not, 4-zone is on right now, not off. So I'm going to turn 4-zone off. And now we are off on 4-zone, so where I control all of the settings. All right, so we know all that works well. Our climate control does change temperatures on both sides, as it should. We're gonna go back down to low because it's hot. Clock is not cracked and working as it should. So we have our power door, our pre-collision down here, and our automatic door opener. Start stop switch looks great. There's our rear park assist and our camera button. Now this is kind of where this thing shines as far as the steering wheel goes. These steering wheels, again going back to the natural wood, the top thin, it's not even clear coat, it's just like a wax almost, is super common to chip and come off on these. And the wheel on this is perfect. I mean, maybe that's a good shot. Look right in here. You can see the grain. Let's see, the grain, there you go, on the wood, not chipped, not scuffed. I mean, it looks perfect all the way around. Unusual, because most of the time they're not. All of our buttons are looking great. None of them are faded. yeah, I wanted to touch on that. So our sunroof is up. We're gonna bring it on down, and then we're gonna one touch it open. And we will close it. All right, so the steering wheel does go up, does come back down, does come out to me, does go back in. Horn works, hazards work, blinkers work. We already know the headlights work, so we kind of went over all of that. All of our steering wheel buttons do work, as you see. Again, I've been through this car as I've driven it. You can see I'm moving through different settings here. But everything works as it should. So we'll head back to the mileage spot. And, you know, one thing I forgot to show is our heads-up display, which I think is off, and you're definitely not going to be able to see it now. So I'll have to hit that before we leave, or before we conclude. Let's go into 4 low real quick. We are in neutral. And as you see, we are not in 4 low, but we are now. There you have 4 low. You can watch on the very bottom down there where it says multi-terrain select. You can see where I can scroll through the different settings for multi-terrain select. We're not going to go into all that right now. It does work though. And then here's your default look when you go into low, which centers you, gives you a great view of the front without the stupid cone, and then your side views, which is pretty cool. So let's bump back into high, and there we are. We are back into high, and we're gonna go for a drive. So if I can get back over here. All right, and we're off. So you'll see we're in the low position still on the suspension. The car will automatically raise itself up here in just a second to the neutral driving position. You cannot drive around, as you see there. We are moving to neutral right now. You cannot drive around in the low or high setting over, I think it's 10 or 12 miles an hour, if I remember correctly. Here we go. Psych. Parchment's a good look on these cars. I like this color interior. I like the natural wood. You can't get that on the black interior cars. It's not even an option. You just get it one way and one way only. All right, here we go. Steering wheel, my hands are off. Steering wheel is nice and straight. It's not moving around anywhere. Just got to move it now. This car drives fantastic. Again, I have spent some time in this car and do know that it drives very well. So we're going to come onto the brakes here. No steering wheel shake whatsoever. As I mentioned previously, the front rotors and pads were replaced about 400 miles ago. And I assume, I don't know this, so I will assume that if the rear needed to be done at that time, it would have been mentioned and likely have been done, because the service history on this car from when it was bought new, just about everything they recommended they did, which is nice, obviously. So we're going to come back on the brakes, and they feel great. Beautiful day, early spring day up here in Jasper, Georgia. It's kind of hot. It's like 83 degrees or something like that. So I hope all of you are having some good weather early spring before it gets 9,000 degrees. All right. And that concludes it, guys, after I shut the lights off. So there you have it. That is the video of this brand new 2016 .3 200 series LX570 that will be live here in the next 24 hours. Normally I conclude my videos with checking door lock actuators and factory remote start. This car does not have factory remote start, and we will lock the car and we will listen for feedback to make sure that all of our door lock actuators are in fact working. We'll wait till this truck passes and we're going to listen for feedback. And there's our feedback. So again, guys, super nice, really clean, well-serviced car. This car is going to be priced very well in my opinion as well. You know, in comparison to other .3 200s on the market. I can guarantee you it's not going to be as nice as this one is. But anyway, nonetheless, just over 66,000 miles, one owner car straight out of the Austin, Texas area, and would love to work with one of you guys on it. As always, feel free to reach out, Chris@HilsonLuxury.com or 678-454-6060. Look forward to talking to one of you soon.